Remember as a kid when you'd get something like a kite or a sled and you'd have to wait for wind or snow to use them? Well, that's kind of where I've been at for the past few months. We got some great hay baling equipment from Tractor Tools Direct. We used it to bale some hay out here last spring, but there's also something else that hay baling equipment can do, and we're about to show you. So our channel is named Piney Grove, and that's because we bought 20 acres of pine forest and we're turning it into our forever homestead. Well, pines every year, every winter, drop a bunch of pine needles, and those pine needles have value. People use them for mulch, for landscaping, and there's many ways you can collect them. I've actually seen people with square homemade like boxes and a plunger, and they go through the woods and grab them and plunge them in, and then they hand tie them into a bale. Now that's not anything I ever want to do, but Pat and Marty over at Tractor Tools Direct said the hay baling equipment that they wanted us to demo on the channel can also bale this pine straw. So that's what we're going to try and do today. When they sent us this equipment, they said we'd eventually like to get some pine straw baling videos out of you. And we said, look, we are building a house. We got a lot of things going on here at Piney Grove. It's going to be a long time before we can get, cleaned in between our pine trees and get all that leveled. And I've got a lot of videos of doing that where I go in and I thin out the pine trees and I dig out the stumps and I level all the dirt in there. Well, all that has been in preparation to bale straw. And I've been working on this for several years, and I think it's at the point that maybe we can at least demo this equipment. So this is the pine straw that's down here. In seconds, I get 2 handfuls, and it doesn't take really that much to make a bale. So we're gonna give it a shot today. We're gonna get in here with the Summit TX25 and the IBEX TX80 belt rake. We're gonna try to rake up some windrows, and I've been picking up a lot of sticks and wood chipping a lot of sticks, but there's still some pine cones and some other debris in there. So they won't be perfect pine straw bales, but I think it'll give us an indication of what this equipment can do. Pine needles are lower to the ground than hay, so I might have to lower the rake down by adjusting these guide wheels back here. Let's turn on the PTO and see if it gets up any of that. No, it's not picking up any, and also I've got to, I think I had this collapsed, just this out to make my windrow. I want kind of a tight windrow because there won't be as many pine needles as grass. So I'll adjust these wheels so it'll go down a little lower when I put it down. So we'll pull these wheels up 1 notch. Try that. Kind of excited about this. I've been waiting a while. Didn't think I'd be able to do it this year. Real interested to see how this goes. So I think that's too low. That's actually moving too much dirt. So we're gonna go back to where it was, set up for the pasture. Last thing you want to do is tear up the grass that you're trying to grow out here. So it actually was digging out a little trench there. I'll show you. You can see some of the marks there as you come up here where I just had it sitting still. It was digging a little trench with the tines, and you don't want to wear these tines out, and you don't want a bunch of dirt in your pine straw. All right, round 2. That's better. That's a nice little windrow. That was 3 passes, and you can see where the dirt, there's too much dirt there. In some places it skipped, but I would say that'll make 2 rolls. So it'll be real exciting when we get the baler on just to see how much that turns into as far as rolls of pine straw. These are kind of haphazard and scattered, but the rest of our property is planted. So once we get those pine rows cleaned out, we'll have 7 feet in between our pine rows to run this machinery down. This is, I think, naturally occurring pine, so it's just real random through here, but I think I'm gonna get plenty of pine straw and windrows in order to make some bales of pine straw. And it's just crazy exciting because I have been waiting to do this for months, and it looks like it's gonna work out.
Well, looky here. Decided to run Bella and get away from editing. Bradford has a pine straw row. He's been super excited to use this toy, And I've been super excited to see it, and the raking is cool, but I'm really excited to see the first pine straw bale come up. That will be super cool. This is neat. The baling will be neater.
I think the baler is narrower than the tractor. So any place we go with a rake, we should be able to come in and get those windrows easy with the baler. This is just the coolest thing, and the way I've got that rake set up, I don't have a lot of dirt in here. There's going to be some, and there's going to be a little bit of grass, but for landscaping and stuff, this will be perfect pine straw. It's a little tight in between here, but I think I can wind my way through and make it worthwhile to bale another couple of bales out of there. So wherever Deb goes, she draws a crowd. What you got there? Little man, I think everybody knows, but what's the name of the other one? Jetson. Jetson. Now Jetson is supposed to be really friendly, but look at the head on that guy. I don't know about all this. You draw back a nub.
He's a giant puppy.
Good Lord, you're huge. Hey, buddy. Hi. I mean, look at that. I'm not putting my head anywhere near his, but look how big he is.
He's a good boy, aren't you? Bale's boyfriend.
Little man ain't taking no stuff. He's gonna take him back home. Getting back to the straw baling, wow, I can't believe how much I got windrowed. I mean, this is amazing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna say 8 bales, and I would like to windrow some more, but the sun is setting, and I really wanna get this video done today. All right, guys, I got the baler on. Took me a few minutes to do it. It's been a few months since I put it on, and also I have what's called a drawbar extension on it. So I had to take that off, and then my PTO shaft was too long, so I had to find a shorter PTO shaft, but I think we're all set. Now this is fully automatic, so I've already turned on the battery. Still got a charge from this summer. And this will just bale until it beeps, and when it beeps, then I have a remote control, and I forget which button I hit. I think I hit the A button, and it'll eject the bale. Let's see what happens. All right, it's sucking up most of the pine straw. I don't think it likes the rocks or the sticks. I would have thought it would have made a bale by now, but I can see the bale being made in there. It's leaving quite a bit on the ground, and there, you know, it's not being windrowed like grass would. You can see the bale in there being made. I don't know how big it is. Doesn't look very big at all. Making a bale. Do you hear it go off? Let's hit the button. There it is. Oh my goodness. Our very first pine straw bale on Piney Grove. Too stinking awesome. And it's the A button. So exciting. Here we go. button. But we had a little technical difficulty on that bale. It didn't wrap. It could be that the twine was over here and didn't drop in there and wrap it. We'll try again. When we baled our hay this summer, we did about 17 bales just to test out the equipment, and it worked flawlessly. These things are like going for like 1,000 bales without issue. All right, we're spinning again. I see that twine over here. Should be down in there. It's wrapping it. I figured it should have a bale by then because that's about the same amount of straw from the last bale. All right, let's kick it out. Much better, much better. We'll close it. Yep, nice tight bale. That string was sitting right here, and when that hammer drops, then it wraps it, and that string got caught on this side and didn't fall in there. Wrap it again. Whenever it doesn't wrap, you got to reset this arm. Easy enough to do. Just take this off of there and then just pull this back or turn this back until that arm comes back up and it resets it. But I wonder if the pine needles don't give it enough friction to pull the string out, but the string comes out really easy. I would expect this in a situation where the string got jammed, but the string's not jammed. I'll show you how the string works. Comes out of that spool, comes out a hole under this big white pulley, and then feeds over here to the arm. Just not understanding why it worked every other time. You drop it, then you pick it up, you leave it right there. Now, one thing that I did is I cut off a little bit of the string because I thought it was too long. That might have been a mistake. One of the culprits might be there was a big stick in there, and maybe that bound it up somehow. We got all that laid out over here. Let's make another bale. Tractor Tools Direct told me, they said this thing is made to go in the woods. It can take the abuse, and it's baling it correctly. It's just not wrapping it with that twine, and I'm not sure why, but that's what you go through when you use a machine for the first time. Now, I've used it for hay baling. It worked flawlessly that day. Everyone got wrapped just like it's supposed to. But today, we're struggling a little bit, but I have a feeling once we learn the machine more, we'll avoid this. And maybe my pine straw is too trashy. You know, maybe I'm doing something wrong because the machine is definitely baling. And either way, it's still pretty darn fun. I'm gonna watch it closely. Getting pretty full. Should drop soon. Now, I have no idea why the alarm didn't go off that time. And also it didn't wrap it as much, and it might be because I didn't preset it properly. Nothing's bound up in the machine though. Okay guys, the alarm went off and I got another bale ready here. I'll kick it out for you because that's always cool to watch. And it's wrapped. It's wrapped with the twine, but it wasn't wrapped with the twine until I had to work with it. So what I did it all off camera because I didn't know what was going on. Companies don't get a pass just because they send us stuff. We want to show you when it works good and when it doesn't. And it worked flawlessly for baling hay, and we never had a single issue with wrapping. So the twine wraps around a series of pulleys here, And what was happening was the twine was getting trapped in between the hay bale like it's supposed to, and that's supposed to pull the twine out. But as I pull this, that's hard to pull. And that's what was happening, was it wasn't pulling it around the bale and it was breaking off. And then this was too short and it couldn't keep pulling it. So what I did was I loosened this twine up, got it another head start, so to speak, and then it wrapped it, and we got a perfectly wrapped bale here. This is the second one. What I gotta do is make sure that that twine flows through all of those pulleys a little bit looser, or doesn't require as much effort. But otherwise, I think it was a great demonstration. I hope to bring you more pine straw baling videos. I just got to figure out how I can get long straight rows, because weaving in between these pine rows, it's not the best for the machine. That's not what it's made for. But that's going to do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed baling this pine straw for you. So until the next one, remember two things: tractor hard, and check out these videos right here. They're awesome.